this is going to be the best guide on a beginner basically to endgame on which places you need to farm to make the most amount of money inside of Fish. Now before we do get started, if you guys can leave a like and sub, we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We're still trying to get that content creator badge. We're literally like 3k subs away. So you're gonna spawn on Moosewood Island as a beginner. So this is where your fish journey is actually going to start. You're going to complete this guy's quest. You're just gonna level up, get a boat, and pretty much you want to go over to the section right here and get yourself like a decent rod. I'll be making a more in-depth guide on which rods to go for after this video, so if you want to just watch this video, wait for the second one to come out. So the first island is going to be Rosley Island, and that's literally just straight in front of us from Moosewood. And this is the island where you guys can start making yourself some pretty decent cash. Now you want to have like a alright rod footage, like a mech rod. You don't really need anything too special. If you go over to this mountaintop right over here, you're gonna see that there's a little ledge which you guys can catch some pretty decent fish. So there's one important fish which you want to catch at this island, and that's gonna be the shark. So the shark can be found right over here. So we turn on our radar. So right over here is gonna be the nurse shark, and the nurse shark is gonna be kind of ass to sell, but it's gonna be really good for beginners. Now you guys can also redeem some codes to get like a pretty good start, and you just want to fish here to get a nurse shark and pretty much upgrade your rod to about a steady rod. And this is going to be the first location where you guys can start making some pretty decent cash, which, you know, it's going to do the job. So the second location which we're actually going to move on to is going to be Forsaken Shores. Now Forsaken Shores is a really good spot to fish for XP, try and get the no life rod, etc. Now it's also not a bad spot for money, but I would personally choose Forsaken Shores or the ocean, which is going to be, even one of them doesn't really matter which one you want to choose. So at the ocean you guys can find some colossal squids. Now you do need a rod that's better than either steady rod or steady rod to catch the colossal squids, otherwise it's not going to come up because it does have a weight capacity. Either go to Forsaken Shores or go to the ocean, but it doesn't really matter which one you go to. For this example I'm going to show Forsaken Shores, which is right next to Rosley Island, and it's going to be right over here. So this is still like beginners, this is not really anything too special. So up here is where you want to fish for XP, you know, if you're going to start at the game. Got like a pretty good concept at the game, so right here. So you want to fish right here. But like I said, you guys can just fish in the ocean for colossal squids and mythicals. And if you guys want to boost your luck, you guys can equip a Aurora Borealis. Now it does cost 500,000, but if someone can spawn it in for you, it's going to highly impact like your money like making, which is basically the whole point of this video. So you guys can make sure to buy a server luck boost. I'm not sure if it still has it in the game or not. It's been a really long time. Yeah, so it still has it right over here, the double server luck. You guys can keep buying it over and over again, as well as an Aurora Borealis. Some baits that I recommend using is gonna be anything good that has resilience, because as a beginner most rods that you guys are going to use probably won't have anything good on them. So you want to use a rod that's going to have some pretty decent resilience, or a bait that has pretty good resilience. Oh, now that the beginners are out of the way, we can move on to like the mid game to end game slowly. So one really good spot for like mid to end is gonna be the depths of Retigio. So if we spawn in another boat, you know, because we always lose our one. So for mid game, you guys want to go over to Sunstone Island, and there's gonna be like a little spot in the back with, I guess you could say, like a little underground place where you guys can get the trident rod. So should be somewhere over here. So it's right over here. It's pretty much diagonal from Sunstone Island, so like this. And you're gonna need advanced diving gear to actually be able to breathe down here. If you don't, you're gonna die. To get that, it's gonna be right over here, and then pretty much you just want to dive down and follow my lead. This is gonna be like a mid-game area. This spot used to be really good for money making when it first came out, but at the moment it's not as good anymore, as there's been some way better spots like found. So you want to continue going forward from here. Make sure not to touch the sea mines, otherwise you will die. So you want to continue going, and you want to take a left over here. Yeah, it's been pretty long since I've actually paid fish. It's been like maybe a good 2 weeks. Okay, so the spot's gonna be actually right over here. So right over here you guys can fish, or if you want you guys can also fish up in the Brian's Pool area, which we need a specific rod for. So if we go to the top over here, I actually forgot where it is actually. I think it's at the top of this hill, this side here. Yeah, I think it's straight across. So if we equip our glider, advanced glider right here, and jump. Yeah, so it's right over here. This is where you guys can catch the long fish. I completely forgot what it's called, I'm not gonna lie, but right over here is where you guys can catch some pretty good fishes as well. Bearing in mind it is pretty rare, and over here you guys can also equip the Aurora Borealis. It's in like one of these crevices right in this corner there. So you guys can fish over here, but you do need to get a certain rod, which is gonna be the reinforced rod. Now I would suggest getting controlled on it if you guys want to have a chance at getting spectacle serpent right over here. And finally we're going to move on to the end game. So this is going to be currently the best spots to farm inside of fish. I'm going to show you guys 2 locations where you want to farm. So if you head over to Moosewood once again, there's going to be one spot which is going to be at Ancient Isles, and this is most likely the best spot in the game, rivaling the other spot which I'm going to show you. So you guys can choose between one of them which you guys want to do. I did make a video on the best location, but I don't think that's the best anymore, as you low-key kind of just die if you don't get enough oxygen. It was meant to be in the new Northern Expedition area, but you know, it's, yeah, you're gonna die in that location. So if you want to go over to Ancient Isles, which is going to be, oh, never mind, change of plans, we're going to go to the depths first because it's actually open now. So if you jump down into the depths, you're going to need a depths key, but luckily for you, I've already made a tutorial on how to farm them pretty easily. It's got like 50k views with a lot of positive feedback, so I'd suggest going to check it out. Jump down over here, and the gate should be open permanently. I remember when the game first came out and you had to actually grind for keys every single time if you wanted to farm. Yeah, it was pretty annoying, but this spot over here, like, it's not as good. It's still an endgame spot, as you need to be decently good to be here. But there is other spots that do rival this, such as the Northern Expedition area, where you do die of oxygen if you don't have enough. Can't really macro there unless there is a way, because then again I haven't played this game in like quite a while. And then the other spot, Ancient Isles, which I do want to show you. Over here you guys can catch the Depth Serpent, which actually sells for a decent amount, and you guys can actually macro there if you just follow my lead and go straight forward. So right over here is actually where you guys can farm for the Depth Serpent down here. It usually spawns in different areas, such as down there, here, somewhere over there, but so it mainly spawns around here, and this is actually where you guys want to macro. You want to have a pretty good rod down here, which is the Rod of Depths. My game is actually really laggy right now, so I can't really fish, but we're going to show you the last spot, which is pretty decent in this update. If you do want to watch the Northern Expedition video where I show you guys the other best location, then make sure to go check that out. It's going to be caught up at the end. If you guys didn't see the anime game Jujutsu Infinite, I did start making videos on it, so if you guys want to go check them out, I do make like daily shorts on it and stuff like that, and my game is always freezing. Yeah, so like I was saying, I do make like daily videos on it and like daily shorts. So if you want to go check that out, go check it out. Also, if you guys are gonna sub, make sure to turn on notifications so you do not miss videos like these. So the spot's gonna be right over here. Now this is a really good spot, I'm not gonna lie. You guys can catch some colossal squids, some montosauruses, all that good stuff. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and sub, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Make sure to go check a video out where I do show all of the rod progression guys, like the updated 2025 version after this. I know it'll be out when you're watching this, but it will be out soon. Take care.